The live-action remake of The Lion King opens in theaters July 19th. It's been in the works for more than 2 years and is projected to make $150 million in its opening weekend. On the opposite side of the spectrum are teams of filmmakers in Milwaukee and more than 130 cities worldwide, dreaming of big screen success, who write, direct, and edit original films over the course of 2 days. Our Sunday morning spotlight is shining on the draw and drive of competitors taking part in the 48-hour film project.
The two of us are dying.
I love you.
I love you.
When you first watch After You, you might think it's a modern-day Romeo and Juliet story, but it's more of an example how art imitates life, facing our own mortality.
If I survive, the intense, bitter loneliness is what I fear. The trying to find the motivation to keep moving and existing. The wishing you were by my side. But you're not. You're gone forever. I won't want to keep moving. I'll just want to stop. But I have to.
This sad, morose movie just won the annual 48-hour film project in Milwaukee. Couple Jennifer Weidman and Stanislaw Liberta really were the faces behind it, from the directing, writing, and producing to actually being in front of the camera too.
It was emotionally pretty tough to be in that space for the whole weekend and kind of dip your toe into it and coming back out of it, but then also kind of being like, wow, this is a conversation everybody is going to have one day.
We were laying in bed and just started talking about what our biggest fears are. And after we started talking about it and crying, we decided that that was our theme.
The particular theme they randomly picked was drama. The two of them, who run the Danger Company, were part of a dozen teams vying for best of the best. Everyone was given a genre, character, prop, a line of dialogue, and of course, 48 hours to come up with their creation.
Emotional drain. It was definitely very hard to put yourself in that place for the whole weekend, and just kind of going through the emotions of actually thinking about some of those topics.
It brings a reality to everybody's heart as to one day we're all going to die. We don't like to talk about it, but I think they did it in such an eloquent way.
Overall event coordinator Warren Matson shares his beliefs why After You took first place.
It is about the story that generates the best film, I think. They did the best cinematography, best editing, and of course then the best film.
We're all really nervous about the script writing process, like getting everything just in a few minutes here and then trying to crank everything out in the evening before we shoot for the day. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. It usually just starts with a kind of a scene in my head, like a visual, and then I try to build something around that.
You're hearing from 30-year-old Aaron Klein. This was his first time participating in this contest, going on since 2005. He and his group called Credenza Films came up with In the Weeds, a detective cop buddy storyline.
What are you doing?
I got an idea.
No.
Yeah, I do. I do.
No, where are you going?
I'll be back.
No, come here.
And even though it ranked high as an audience favorite, it never made the final cut. But Klein says he's okay with that.
We're hoping this is going to be like a launching point for more personal projects in the future.
This year, Chad Halverson contributed his talents toward a flick called Power Walk by Redacted Media. It won for Best Musical Score. Halverson, who's been involved in the 48-hour project many times before, has actually had one of his works shown at the world-acclaimed Cannes Film Festival. It's called Screenwriter, featuring a writer pitching a story to a producer.
It's grand. Everything's red. Like literal red carpet going through the entire facility. But it was one of those things where I come from Milwaukee. We're a working class town, and we're a good hub for production, but we're not huge yet. And it wasn't like a small fish in a big pond. It was like a small fish going to the big pond and be like, I don't know if this is exactly where I want to go. Not that I don't want to make movies or continue to do what I'm doing. I don't know if like going to Cannes again is my ultimate goal. like maybe go to something that's like South by Southwest. It may not be as flashy and sophisticated as Cannes, but I feel like people who watch my stuff are probably going to go to that versus Cannes.
Halverson, once a UWM film student himself, offers up advice to those starting out in the industry.
Story is everything. So like, it's not about how well you shoot it. Like I've watched a ton of 48s, and there's plenty of them that are shot horribly, but it's by like a 16-year-old in his backyard, but his story was good, or he had a good punchline at the end. It's so important. If you care more about how people are going to react or what the message you're trying to tell is, that's going to help you more than, oh, we did a oneer, or we did a dolly push zoom, horror zoom, but we spent a half a day on this specific shot, but the story makes no sense. So, and I've been on teams like that, a good setup, especially in a short. You don't have a lot of time to set up characters, so you need to set up the situation as quick as possible. Don't spend half the thing setting up to the payoff. Like, let's get in there, tell me what's going on, and now spend another 6 to 4 minutes coming up with the resolution.
This filmmaker also assures others you don't necessarily need the best equipment to make the perfect product.
You can do it by yourself. I mean, we all have cameras on our phones that do HD quality. You had to edit in camera in that time too. So it's not about what type of equipment you have. Again, it's the story. The story is what matters most.
I'm gonna need you to go outside and deal with that weird guy and his date, if she ever shows up.
Weird guy?
You'll see.
Ugh. Dolph?
Meantime, the 2019 winning film will go up against other ones from all over the world at Filmapalooza 2020 this coming March in the Netherlands. And from there could be the opportunity for a screening at Cannes in France.
Staying true to your vision and not compromising on that is one thing, but being able to produce something that is for the best quality is a different thing. So it's always weighing those two, which is more important, what's going to give you the best production.
And for all the hard work, the payoff in the end might just be as good as a raving review.
In life and whatever you do, or if you do production, like you have to love what you do specifically for this. Long hours, some days you're working, weeks you're off. Like it's a crazy business, but try to enjoy what you're doing and apply that to anything else you do later in life.
Good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.